Welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Yeah, here we go. Recording early.
One time,
that was enthusiastic.
Yeah, one time we need to do that where he goes, "Welcome back to the Gadget Spot," and we just all sit here and nobody says anything.
I would say welcome. I would break.
That was close. Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah,
you would break.
Yeah, I can't do awkward silences.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably because of my childhood.
It's your kryptonite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with all the people in your house, your lack of
I
father.
grew up as an only child. I talked to my cats. I hesitated divulging that secret when it came out.
But
I could tell. It just kind of trickled out there.
There you go, Universe. He bonded with his cats.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, though, because the trajectory I was on was really douchey, and I'm glad I didn't have to go there.
Yeah, you'll circle back eventually.
Yeah, just give it time. All right, this is the Gadget Spot where we make fun of James, apparently.
Yep.
And talk about tech, gadgets, and video games. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel. Owen.
Hey, my name's Owen. You can catch me on Twitter at TechNoan. I didn't really play any games this week, so that was still. I guess that's. Who said it last time they could just get a recording? Because I think I'm just going to have you cut this in for the next episode.
That was Jarron.
Yeah. Right. I should have figured it. Hurt like Jarron.
So
ouch.
Next time I'll just say, introduce yourself. We know you aren't playing any games.
Oh, thanks. That would be helpful.
Okay.
That would be helpful. That really sets the expectation, so I don't have to feel awkward with setting it.
Talk about your Twitter account.
Oh yeah, my Twitter account.
Well, he doesn't do that either.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But
you told me you were going to start being more active.
I was
on that,
trying
man.
so hard, but it's just so I'm not. I follow you guys, and then I see other people, and I'm just not clever.
You're a natural lurker.
I'm not,
and that's okay.
I know. The internet needs us, by the way. Just like pessimists, the world needs pessimists.
Without lurkers, the website numbers wouldn't be as high as they are.
I wouldn't be there.
Clicks wouldn't be as high.
You wouldn't be trying to get me to look at your stuff.
Exactly.
Not everybody wants to reply to their comments. I just like it and say, "Hey, that was neat."
I never see likes.
I watched you. That's basic. When I like your comment, I'm saying, "I watched you."
Yep.
Anyway,
I'd like to see more pictures of those thick brows.
oh, okay.
Things are getting weird.
Just
Jarron.
Google thick
Got you,
brows.
buddy.
Hey, Jarron, how about you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jarron.
You don't get likes?
I don't get likes.
Not surprising. Tell us more about yourself.
What I meant was I don't see likes when people like my tweet because I use Tweetbot and maybe for some reason I don't.
I see all your tweets. They don't get likes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, man.
Okay, maybe
Hey,
it's
question.
not Tweetbot. It's me.
Hey, do you use a tweet app to view tweets?
Yeah, Tweetbot.
That's what he was just saying.
Oh, okay. And do you use that too?
I use a Twitter app.
You just use the Twitter app
Yep.
because I find the Twitter app to be very confusing and
horrible, right?
And last week, Jarron said something about some other app, and I said, "Oh, is there something else that sits on top of Twitter that would make it easier to digest?"
Much. On iOS, it's called Tweetbot. On Android, I don't know.
Oh well,
I don't have a problem with the Twitter app.
I'm gonna have to look into it.
It's just
What's wrong with it?
every time I tell it to do the chronological feed, it reverts back to something else whenever I boot it up.
Oh,
So,
yeah. See, I don't care about that.
it drives me nuts.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
$5, man.
it's well worth it. It's so wonderful.
Okie doke.
Plus, it's cross-platform, so
Nice.
you'll get it on your iPad as well.
That was easy.
Got it.
I've only played Diablo on Switch. That's it. But I have a story to make up for my lack of playing games.
Okay.
It's a great story, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Is the lead up of the story about as long as the story is?
It's yeah, it is.
Cool.
Anyway, so yesterday, put in brand new contacts. Right, get home pretty late. 'Cause I went to a show, a concert, a rock show, rock and roll.
Ooh, that's close. You painted me a picture. I feel like I'm there, buddy.
So anyway, I get home, take my contacts out, go to bed. I wake up the next morning, take a shower, put my left contact in. My vision goes blurry.
Oh, like a fool.
Okay.
And I'm confused. Maybe I put in my contact wrong. So I'm like, whatever. I'll put the right contact in, correct the left contact later. Put the right contact in. My vision goes blurry.
You didn't take your contacts out.
Then how am I putting contacts in?
I don't know.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm confused at this point.
Plot twist.
I take my left contact out. My vision goes crisp.
Sounds like you still had a contact in.
I'm starting to freak out here. So I take my right contact out.
Spider-Man? Is that what he's
My
thinking?
vision goes crisp. In my right eye too.
It's happening, he says. I've been bitten by...
And I kid you not, for a good 30 seconds to a minute, I thought my eyes healed. I started freaking out. My wife is asleep.
Olivia!
I wake her up. I'm like, my eyes are healed. Can you look in my eyes to see if there's a contact in there? So she's looking in my eyes. She's like, I think I see one, maybe.
Don't you just touch your eyes?
Yeah, why don't you just touch your eye and wiggle it around and see if a contact moves?
Because if a contact isn't there, I don't want to touch my eyeball. That hurts.
No, it doesn't.
What if it undoes what science apparently did?
But science should tell you that you didn't get your eyes healed and that maybe there's a contact in there, so stick your finger in there and wiggle it around.
So what did you do?
I get desperate. I stick my finger in my eye. Lo and behold, there are contacts in my eyes.
Yeah.
Wait.
When did I put the second pair in?
Dude, you're either losing your mind or you fell asleep.
Well, you heard about that lady like a year and a half ago that went to the eye doctor, right? Did you hear about this
But
lady?
they weren't stuck up in my eye. I could see clearly.
Wait.
She had-
I didn't
So,
know about this.
What contact did I take out of my eyes last night? And how are there other contacts underneath the contacts I took out last night?
There was a glitch in the Matrix.
You obviously didn't, and you just thought you did.
No, there were contacts in the contact case. I only have one contact case that I use.
Anger can do strange things to you, Jarron, so I bet that maybe you forgot.
No. I had contacts. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm not crazy.
You seem a little bit defensive, buddy.
Yeah, you know.
Where did the contacts come from that are in my eyes?
Maybe your wife did it as a joke.
Olivia's theory is that the contacts I put in, the brand new ones yesterday, were double layered. But that doesn't make sense because when I put them in, it went blurry, right?
Yeah.
You already had the fact is you already had contacts in your eyes. Period. That's
but
the
I
fact.
could see clearly yesterday. Yeah, that is the fact. I could see clearly yesterday. I took contacts out.
I don't
put
think you
them
took
in.
them out.
No, they were out because I
don't
put them
think-
in this morning.
I don't think they were out.
Wait, do you soft contacts?
I use soft
Okay,
contacts.
right on. Well, then you've got a.
If I didn't take them out, there wouldn't have been contacts in my contact
you've got a
case.
contact fairy. That's all. That's the only thing left.
I remember clearly
Did you
taking them out.
Did you
last
ask
night.
your son? Did you put contacts in my eyes last night, son?
Wait, what happened to this lady that you were talking about?
Oh, there's a lady that went to the her eye doctor last year or the year before, and she was complaining of eye irritation, and she had between 20 and 30 contacts in each eye.
Ooh!
Like up in the
Because
eyeball.
she just like
She
put
thought
new ones in.
they were day use, and she thought
Dissolving?
they dissolved or something.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she just kept putting contacts in.
Oh my god.
Can't be any worse than that lady that never took them out and then got the brain-eating amoeba.
Oh, I've heard about that,
that one's
too.
bad,
Yeah.
too.
Oh my gosh.
But also the weird thing is I usually get really bad eye irritation if I sleep in contacts. That was not present at all.
So do you think you slept
I definitely slept with
Sleptwalked, contact inserted?
Do you take
It's
Ambien
possible.
at night?
No, I don't. It was a wild string of occurrences that
It's a
happened.
good story.
And a minute of which I thought I literally had healed
Superpowers.
eyeballs.
If you would have said I tried to climb the wall like Spider-Man or something, that would have completed my entire week.
See, it's funny that you were thinking Spider-Man. I'm thinking Memento. Did you check your body for tattoos?
I was definitely thinking Spider-Man. I didn't think I had spider powers, but I thought that my eyes were healed like Spider-Man.
That would be a nice, pleasant surprise one morning. I like my glasses, though, so I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I got LASIK. It's awesome.
Who are you?
What?
What's your name?
Tim.
No, James, introduce
James.
yourself.
I tried so hard.
That's where you're going with that. Okay.
It's a good try.
What's
Owen.
up, guys? My name's
Tim.
James. You can catch me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD's for ADD. I just downloaded Tweetbot so I can actually get back to you guys. Unlike these shenanigan guys, shenanes, I actually write back to people-ish on Twitter.
I do on Twitter.
I've been playing, I've been playing a little bit of Super Smash, but lately I have fallen back into Fortnite just for fun on the Switch.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
it's just something to pick up, play a game or two, and then just put it down. The maps changed so much that, whatever. I want to play Apex Legends, but I don't have any system at my house that plays it. Outside of my
Yeah,
computer.
I was gonna say, you have a
now I just
PC.
thought of.
Apex is so
Oh,
great.
Well, I'm going to do that tonight.
I hope that Respawn does the crazy map updates like Fortnite does, like Epic does with Fortnite, because that's pretty cool.
Is it always
keeps
on
it
the
fresh.
same map?
Both
Fortnite, yeah.
Fortnite is. It's the same.
No,
map.
I'm talking about Apex.
Oh yeah. There's only one map.
For now, yeah.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of anything else of note. I finally registered for a Reddit account that is completely unanimous as far as it's a completely different username.
Do you
It's not
mean
tied to any-
anonymous?
Do you mean anonymous?
Did you say
Because-
unanimous?
Unanimous just means he upvotes everything.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah. It's called Group Love. The username is name556, which I thought was kind of an intro. Why did I say that?
now we
It's
know.
no longer anonymous.
Oh, James, you're a treasure. You're a national treasure.
I'm gonna go post now and just be like, we know who you are.
We have a host. His name is Tony.
It's too freaking funny. Completely anonymous.
And the username is this.
I came this close to doing a spit take.
Awesome. I'm Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony. Let's see. Playing.
Is your Twitter account unanimous?
It is totally unanimous.
You guys got me all messed up with the anonymous. Shut up.
Lately, I have been playing Far Cry New Dawn, which
You got that?
yeah, it was on sale for like $18, and I was like, I'll pick that up because I really liked Far Cry 5.
Those intermediate Far Cries, they're just like half games, right?
Well, I mean, this one, no, I'd say it's more like 3/4 because it reuses the same map from Far Cry 5, which is the first time they've done that.
Okay.
But it's been complete. It takes place like 20 years after after Far Cry 5, and so the maps changed, things have changed, the setting's completely different. It's post-apocalyptic, yeah. So it feels like they probably made a shorter story, a shorter campaign. But I think there's just as much stuff to do on the map as there was in Far Cry 5. So I'm liking it quite a bit, and I feel like they upgraded the graphics a little bit. They pushed the engine a little further. The HD textures look a lot better, I think, versus Far Cry 5. It's actually a really, really good looking game. I was surprised. Once you apply the HD textures, it's a separate download.
How does your 2080 Ti handle it?
Oh, it's awesome. It's ultra settings. I have the resolution scaler set to 1.3.
So that's not quite 4K?
Not 4K. It'd be like 1800p.
Okay.
Close to that. And I sit anywhere from 70 to 90 plus FPS, depending on what's going on. But yeah, that's been really fun. I'm about 5 hours into that. And then I've been playing some Destiny 2, always. Play a little bit of that. And I worked a little bit on Persona 5. Probably only an hour or two in that one. That one's harder to get into, but I know once I hit my stride on it, it's going to probably consume my life.
What do you do in Destiny 2? Just play online?
Yeah.
Just play some
Yeah,
multiplayer?
they have like daily and weekly challenges.
I have
and
that game
stuff
and I need to play it more.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit.
What is Persona?
Because it's a JRPG.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I only know Persona from what I've seen from Super Smash Brothers.
That's one of the characters
She
from
looks
it.
like she does like handstands and
It's
hits
a
you with
guy.
her high heels. What?
I'm pretty sure it's a guy.
No.
Joker. Yeah, it's a guy.
Wait, who's the lady then?
What lady?
In Persona?
Well, there's several ladies.
Well, I need to do some research.
But yeah, Persona's pretty fun so far, but it just hasn't grabbed my attention fully yet. But that's because I'm probably only 3 or 4 hours into it. And then I feel like there's one other game I was playing. Maybe not. I didn't play much of Metro.
You need to play Metro, man.
I know, but they keep coming out with updates and stuff. So I keep thinking, I'll wait a little bit longer for the next update. I'll
It's
wait a
pretty
little bit
good.
longer. Yeah, it's
The graphics really are pretty well honed now.
nice. But yeah, that's about it. Cool. So we got to do our Patreon. Thank our Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. Owen, what's Patreon?
Patreon is a digital tip jar. Digital. You messed it up at the end for me. Digital tip jar.
Oh,
Yeah,
nailed
if you like us and you want to tip us,
Do we have to call
subscribe
it?
to our
Do we have to call it
Patreon.
a digital tip jar? What's something else we can call it?
Well, you
I
were
don't
the one
care
that
what
had-
you call it. This is you, man.
Oh,
You were
okay.
the one who named it.
I am.
No,
No, we had a
Still
reader.
there.
Someone on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Or listener.
Yeah.
Well, then,
Patreon's
I'm
a way
sorry.
Patreon's a way that you can help support the show. That's what Patreon is, and we love you for it. You don't have to donate, but if you do, we love you.
And if you don't, we love you too. But
If
we
we
love
don't-
the people that donate more.
If you
True.
don't donate, love is what I feel, but not what I say.
ah,
Do you see?
You have to earn that.
Yeah.
Jaron, why don't you shout out to our...
Yeah, so if you donate $6 or above to patreon.com/gadgetspot, we read your name. And so here we go. Huge shout out to AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, and Aaron Young. Should I change up the order? No, that just gave me confused. Never mind.
yeah,
Bad
better
idea.
stick to what you know.
They're awesome. Thank you. And shout out to what is your favorite Disneyland ride? Now I found out. Connor wrote me on Twitter.
I saw this.
We answered this question during the infamous skip
Yep.
of two episodes ago.
The computer fart.
I wasn't even here for that.
I
So-
think you were.
I was
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So we have to answer the question again because it is lost to the ether.
Yes.
Yeah. So my favorite Disneyland ride, by far, Space Mountain. And Indiana Jones, just because the line's awesome.
Space Mountain for me as well, even though I probably don't fit in it now.
What? No, you would fit in
You
it.
think so?
Yeah, totally.
The last time I went there I was 16, so I was a few inches shorter.
Now,
There's a height limit?
No, but I mean, like, as you get tall, your legs get longer too, and so your knees don't fit in certain places.
I don't understand this
You can
concept.
I know
Still
it's
get
rough.
in.
I know it's rough.
You can still
but-
get in there and hurt yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
there
the
you go.
thing.
You can come out with bruises on your shins and legs.
Yeah, I guarantee
Knee pads.
I could force myself into the seat.
Knee pads.
It would be getting out
Yeah.
that would suck.
Disney's like, we've got a thing just for people like you.
It's called lubricant.
Yeah, they're like, we make you sit on the, like the battery that you have to put on the little ribbon you put under batteries when they go into a device.
Yeah,
They're
one
gonna
of
make you.
those.
They're gonna make you wear a strap.
That's
and then if you get
perfect.
stuck, they just
They
hook
just-
it up and pull you out.
They pull the strap, and I pop
you
out.
pop out.
goes under your butt.
I'm gonna patent that and sell that to them.
It's genius.
I think
Fun
they'll
for
do it.
everybody.
James, what's your favorite
What?
Disneyland ride?
Ooh, that's a good one. The good times that I have with my friends.
Did you ever? You got to go there when you were a kid.
Dumb. No, actually, I went to Disneyland Japan when we were there. Did you like how I said that? Japan.
I did, yeah.
Interesting.
Well done.
Disney Sea is like their California adventure over there. It's amazing. But that being said, my favorite ride, I don't know. Space Mountain probably.
I mean, if you count California Adventure or like sister parks to Disney,
Yeah.
That works.
It would be the roller coaster from California Adventure.
I didn't like that one as much.
I loved it, especially the magnetic push start that it has.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you come out of it
Yeah.
like a bullet out of a gun.
Yeah, that's kinda cool.
Way cool.
When I went to Disneyland last year, they themed Space Mountain to Star Wars, and as you can imagine, I was just all over that.
Yep.
All over that.
Owen.
My favorite ride at Disneyland.
Yes.
I've been once, and
I've only been once too.
It's probably the lines.
just that's what I like.
You look like a teacup kind of guy.
No, I stepped off. Okay, so I'm blaming this on California, but their curbs are higher height than in Utah, and I stepped off the curb and sprained really bad my ankle. And so my favorite rides were all the ones that had wheelchair accessibility.
That is such an Owen answer.
That's what happened. That's
It's
the
because
story.
I didn't have to lift my legs very
Yeah.
much.
So I honestly, I went to the Cars ride. That was probably one of my favorites.
I've heard that one's good.
Yeah.
They
That one's
didn't have
good.
it when I went.
But they need to make it longer.
Yeah,
It's
that
over
is-
in like 10 seconds.
I was in line for over an hour, and that's with a wheelchair people.
But
Oh wow.
that being said,
Another
the line,
Owen answer.
The line for that is pretty rad.
Let me tell you something. So we did California Adventure, the other side, and then we did Disneyland the first day, California Adventure the second day.
Wait, the other side?
California Adventure.
The other side of the park.
Yeah, the other side, the other park.
The other side of the entrance.
And I sprained, whatever you want to call it, my ankle the second day. Had I done that, so Disneyland is pre-accessibility. So the lines aren't wide enough for wheelchairs, none of the stuff. So if you have that, they give you a pass and you get to go to the front of all the rides.
Right.
On the Disneyland side, they just pull you up to the front. They're like, oh. On the California Adventure side, which is the one I got to go to when I had my sprained ankle, they're all wheelchair accessible.
So they don't care.
They didn't care.
Yeah, you stand in line with the rest of the people.
So I rolled through the line for an hour to get on the Cars ride.
That's better than standing in line for an hour.
That's when you throw a little bit of white powder on your face, get a lap blanket on, look a little bit gaunt, and say,
Make a wish.
better hurry this up. Time's
Sorry, that was
wind
bad.
it down.
That was a bad joke. I actually did have this moment where my wife got sick of pushing me up the hills because I've never used a wheelchair, so upper body strength not my forte. But she went to go on a ride with her friend, and I just sat there in the wheelchair, and I bought a straw hat
And
Mickey
looked
Mouse
sad.
hat, and I had the straw hat on, and I was just
tell me you
sitting-
have a picture of that.
I do. I made her take a picture, and I swear I had the hat on my lap because I was just like, it's too hot, and I don't want it. And I was really bummed out. And I swear some people came up and were like going to put money in the hat.
You left the hat upside down?
Yeah, I did.
didn't know they let
totally
beggars
did.
into
I
Disneyland.
totally did. And I was in a wheelchair, and I just looked despondent. And then I started thinking that was funny, so I started like not being able to make eye contact with people, which was horrible thing of me to do because
Yeah.
people then got the wrong idea.
That's pretty bad.
And I let them continue through that wrong idea. Hey, I'm not perfect, okay? I just wanted to see if I could get some free change. That's all.
Oh man.
Anyway,
All
I
right.
just want a pocket full of quarters.
I looked disabled.
So-
and I let people continue to think that.
Owen's favorite ride was the
Wow.
wheelchair.
The wheelchair.
We better continue on the Patreon.
That's it. Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, thank you to these Patreon people. Peter Rocco Santone. Thank you. Hardware. Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner. Jarron can be reasonable. Now plays Spider-Man. Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Valentine. I can make Jarron say anything for $6. Ryan McQueen, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard,
Nice.
Brian Lee, Conrad Southworth. Thank you.
Thank you, Patreon backers.
So here's the thing. Mine and Austin's last endeavor didn't go very well. So now we're looking for something new to do. I'm thinking about...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
You just launch into these like
Oh,
halfway...
these are his crazy non sequiturs.
Yeah, like you're in the middle of a conversation that no one else knows about right
What are you
now.
talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about? Is
So I bought a couple of slip and slides.
that the new one?
What?
That's the new
endeavor?
endeavor.
With what?
Oh my gosh.
Let's keep it going, guys. Come on. Don't derail this train.
We got a message
The nude endeavor.
from Aaron Faulkner.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah. Am I doing this?
We're doing email.
I want you to read it, Jarron, because
All right.
I don't want to mess it up.
No, Owen, it's your
No,
turn.
no.
Jarron reads
Come
Patreon.
on,
You read
Owen.
My
email.
gaslighting is going splendidly.
Yeah, I won't mess you up
Do it,
either.
Owen. Do it, Owen.
All right.
We're all looking at you, though. So
Let me find it.
Don't screw this one up.
Hey guys, don't mess with me. That was an aside. That wasn't what he said. He said, "Hey guys, I'm an auto enthusiast, so I like it when you talk about gadgets and tech in cars." Hey, good news. We've got some of that stuff on the program today. In the article I sent, which he sent us a book about trucks, an article about electric trucks. Sorry, I'm thinking
My
about
son would love that.
I'm thinking, yeah, beep, beep, beep. So he talks about an electric truck, which we're going to talk about. And he said, are any of you into trucks or own a truck? I have an F-150 Platinum, and the tech in there is incredible. It gives you an idea of self-driving ability that Tesla employs with things like that adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, and collision avoidance. So I skipped kind of part of his email because we're going to go over it right after this or in the notes or in the show with it. But anyway, just talking about trucks in general, trucks and tech and cars and tech. Like, I have a newer vehicle, 2010-ish. I mean, that's still 9 years old now, but like when I bought it, it wasn't. And the tech has come a long way in my day. Like from the cassette tapes and CD players to now, my wife's like, we're not getting a car unless it has an aux plug and Bluetooth and everything. So what do you guys think about tech and vehicles?
I got CarPlay in mine. It's awesome.
Honestly, the only thing I personally care about is Bluetooth. I don't care about CarPlay, Android Auto. I just want Bluetooth.
I feel the same way.
No cords at all. You can just stream to it.
I mean,
Bluetooth.
cords would be cool, I guess, if in case your Bluetooth chip broke or something.
Right.
But I do it all over Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's been reliable. It's easy. It just automatically connects, and it's great.
They have wireless CarPlay now, though.
Yeah, they do. I mean, CarPlay would be nice. I wouldn't turn it away, but
Don't they only have wireless CarPlay in the super expensive cars, like Mercedes?
I think the
stuff?
newer ones.
Do the newer ones have it?
Just the newer ones. So yeah, Bluetooth for me.
Do you worry about hacking? You worry about your vehicles being hacked?
I've probably already been hacked.
Like, and shut down. Have you seen any of the videos of what they can do with that, where they can like engage all the brakes?
That's only
at once?
Chrysler cars.
Oh yeah,
And certain airplanes.
yeah. That's a software thing. Anyway, thanks for the Facebook message, Aaron. We'll talk about some stuff about in the show today that you're interested in for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to change a setting on the board. So hang on.
Bear with us.
Oh, this is exciting! Oh, whoa!
Oh, it's freaking thing. Oh wait, I think I got it finally.
I'm back from the
There we go.
alternate dimension.
Whew.
All right. Yeah.
Stretch it out.
So, is that all the emails? Is that all we had?
I think that's it for this time.
Yep, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hey, I don't think
We
I
have
could be
a-
heard.
Did we get one?
I turned everyone down a little bit because the
Check,
setting
check.
was wrong.
No.
All right.
You're still there. Don't worry.
Did we get this one from? Did we do this one from James on the 18th? I guess we did, huh?
What does it
Yeah.
say? What's it about? Who's it from?
It's from.
No, we never read that one.
Lang.
We meant to read that one, but we never did.
Oh yeah.
What are the? Oh no, we did. What are the most have apps? that
Yeah.
we can't live
Oh
without?
yeah.
We did that.
We talked
Well,
about
apparently
that. We did.
Tweetbot is now one because this app
That was
is
it.
awesome.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got all the emails.
All right, cool. Let's see. So there's been quite a few announcements in the last 2 weeks, but the funny thing is most of them can be summed up into about 5 minutes apiece, even though the manufacturers of a lot of these take an hour plus to talk about them at first. So here we go. Number 1, most important. We talked about this last week a little bit. Borderlands 3 officially confirmed. There is a trailer out there for it.
It's a developer's trailer, though.
Gearbox has stated it is coming out on April 3rd. They will have more details.
I would agree. This is the most exciting announcement, even though Apple would have you think differently.
Yeah, they would. So would Google.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And,
Stadia.
Yeah, and Dyson.
I don't know about that. I'm excited. I like vacuum tech.
So the Borderlands 3 trailer is about 2 minutes long, and they show little bits and pieces of so much stuff in it. It looks like all the Vault hunters are back from the previous games, except for any of them that died along the way.
Spoiler alert.
For the story. And there's some new Vault hunters. They look really cool. There's a bunch of different environments this time, and the characters mention traveling to different worlds very briefly in it. And you see there is like your classic Borderlands post-apocalyptic desert world. There's a swamp area that could be still part of Pandora, but might be a different world. And there is a huge megalopolis city thing that is definitely not on Pandora.
Ooh.
So I don't know if we're going to get to explore that, but I sure hope so.
Everything didn't happen on Pandora, though, did it?
Yeah,
In the first two games?
And in the pre-sequel, it was the moon and Pandora. I think it was only on the moon, actually.
But everything was on Pandora?
Yeah, everything was on the one world.
Interesting.
Because up until the end of the second one, you know what? This game came out like 4 years ago, so I'm going to spoil it.
What did you think about the ending to the first game?
Jarron, I'm going to spoil it.
Oh, I haven't. Yeah.
Actually, I guess it's not really a spoil, but you find out at the end of the second one that there are more than one worlds with vaults.
Yeah.
That was the big deal.
What did you think of the ending of the first one?
You know, I thought the ending of the first one was a little anticlimactic. But speaking of which, Gearbox also announced they're doing a remake of the first one coming to...
Is it a remake or a remaster?
Well, it's somewhere in between.
Okay.
Because they're tweaking some of the quests. They're tweaking the end boss fight. They're adding some stuff to it. They're redoing all the textures. What else did they say they were going to do? They're going to change some of the geometry. So, like, it's going to update it to look current gen, like newer. And then they did some quality of life improvements, like a mini map. I guess the first one, I didn't remember this, but the first one didn't have a mini map in the lower corner. So you just had to like pick a place on the big map and then start walking in that direction.
We accepted what we had.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll probably play that one through again when it comes out because it's been a long time since I played that game and I barely remember it.
$5 right now, and it'll auto on Steam anyway, and it'll give you all the new content.
Will it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
awesome.
my gosh. The D&D.
That was
Actually,
the
no.
DLC for Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
and
it
Excuse
was
me.
awesome.
$5
So
$5 on the Win Game Store, which is a Steam key.
Oh, okay.
So
But my gosh.
Yeah, the
D&D
Borderlands 2 is by far their best one. Borderlands 2 is just a fantastic game. There was 4. Oh, that's another thing.
Did they outsource the pre-sequel?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
They're adding 4-player co-op to Borderlands 1, which before it only had 2-player co-op.
Nice.
And on the consoles, it will have 4-player couch co-op. So you can do 4-player split screen
Oh,
that's
sweet.
nice.
co-op. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
for me.
So I had read rumors that they were going to do some remastering of the first 2 Borderlands, and at first I didn't care, but the stuff they're actually doing to it looks pretty cool. So that might be neat if you've never played it or if you haven't played it in a really long time. But the big meaty awesomeness of this announcement was Borderlands 3.
now I like Borderlands, and I think the graphics are great, but it doesn't excite me for graphics just because of the style of the graphics.
Yeah, it's the
You get
art
used to
style.
it. Yeah.
So they have to rely on other things besides ultra realism. They rely on like more detail, the art direction. But I mean, they're using the Unreal Engine, so I mean, it's not like they're using an engine that's not capable of the super high fidelity stuff. It's just
Yeah.
the art style they went with. I don't know if you can hear that.
Is there a bomber that's flying
but
by?
that's crazy. Someone's pushing
Is
a
that
chair
Ronan?
around upstairs.
But here's the thing, though. If you're worried about long video games, just pick up that first game, find a buddy, and take a day off of work. I did it with my brother-in-law, and we managed to beat the first game in a day.
Really?
We took a day off of work. Just
Wow.
banged it out. Got it
'Cause
done.
The second one's a lot longer.
Oh, the second one's way long.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so
the last one I
good.
played. That's the last one I played. I played the first one.
Yeah.
I played about 5 or 6 hours on the first one, and it was pretty good.
It was good, but they really hit their stride on the second one.
Yeah, I need to get into the second one, I think.
And also,
Too bad you spoiled it for me.
they said in the trailer for that Borderlands 3, it will have over 1 billion guns.
What?
1
Well,
billion.
yeah, when they're like
they showed-
procedurally generated like they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, they showed that in the trailer, like all the guns dropping. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what that means basically is there'll be a handful of really interesting guns, but there'll be like 50 different versions of the same gun as well. That'll be like, this one does slight acid damage. This one does more acid damage.
Right.
This version does ice damage, etc.
Well, I'm sure
It's you're gonna come up
but-
with choice fatigue though, like decision fatigue.
Oh,
like,
no, you just honestly, it gets to the point where you
The
pick up
only-
a better gun and then you just toss the old
but
one.
how will
You
you
don't
know
get
if it's
connected.
better?
It has
Because
it has
little
stats.
stats.
It has stats
Oh,
and
okay.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it will actually be a better gun. It won't just
Yeah.
be like a different gun. Like
No,
hey, this
it'll be. It's quantifiable.
Oh,
Each
okay.
gun is
Okay.
better or worse than the
All
one you
right.
have.
Yeah, and it's on like a rating system too, like a colored rating system. But
Yeah, it's,
Oh,
you
neat.
got white, blue, purple, green, and yellow.
Which
for
one's the suckiest?
legendary.
Green?
White.
White. Okay.
All right, so yeah, Borderlands 3.
slag.
Very excited for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's just talk about the Apple news real quick.
It was a disaster of a show.
It really was. It
I
was,
couldn't finish it. It was so
I
long.
turned it off.
It was
I turned it off.
boring.
there was an attempt.
Yeah.
So the stuff they announced was, in my opinion, less interesting than the stuff they didn't announce in the weeks leading up.
Yeah, well, it was a services announcement, and if the services were good, maybe it'd be all right. But
Well, they didn't even really offer details on any but one of the services.
so the their TV Plus service.
all they said was it's coming out.
Well, one piece of this is interesting. So in their TV app on the Apple TV, they're aggregating a bunch of different channels.
Yeah.
And the cool part is it'll do Hulu as well as Amazon Prime. So you don't need to switch out of apps to see your content. It'll aggregate all the content in one app. And that I really do like.
I would have been excited for that if they also supported Netflix and YouTube TV, which is what I use the most.
Well, Netflix, they're
I know,
way
they're
too big for their own britches, so they wouldn't allow it.
it's direct competitive.
Yeah.
Direct
Yeah.
competitor thing. I understand that.
So that part's cool. I like that part. The rest was an hour of going to different celebrities,
And directors and things.
and they didn't really make any content announcements.
No.
And it's not important if the content sucks.
There was no content announcement. There was no launch date. There was no price.
Well, they said the fall,
the fall. I mean,
but no other company in the history of the world has this kind of show to announce a fall lineup.
isn't it?
It's ridiculous. It was completely horribly stupid.
And it went for a long time.
It
too.
did.
Well, they had Steven Spielberg there talking about how he's going to develop stuff for TV.
That's
I don't
all
know
he
if I
said.
want Steven Spielberg
Well, that's
TV.
That's all he said, though. I have things I'm developing. He didn't give any idea of.
Not for
Well,
Apple, though.
they've talked about it
What?
before. It's I don't remember what it's called, but
I had Taco Bell earlier. You should see what I'm developing. Am I right?
But
Bring it
they
in fives.
have announced
All
Air
right.
five.
they've
That's a good
announced
one.
previously what Steven Spielberg's working on, and that to me, what I heard sounds
Could
somewhat
be interesting.
Could be interesting, but I mean, it's content. If it's good, I'll be interested. If
Yeah.
it's not, I won't, and everyone else is going to feel the same way.
I will give them a little some kudos though, tying into the rest of their announcements as well that day. Is basically if you're on an Apple family sharing plan, all of it's shared.
Yeah, that's
Everything
that's nice.
they announced is shared, so that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like they're subscribing to the notion of like if nobody has any idea what you're doing, like you're not doing it wrong, I guess.
I think I think there's a bit of that as well, and also it's just early. It's super early in this.
But
and
what do they gain from announcing it this early?
I don't know.
Another thing that was announced early was Apple Arcade
Yeah, when's that coming?
in the fall.
In the fall.
Yeah.
Is that just like a
Do we have a price?
No.
Okay.
is it like a subscription? Is it a
So no
subscription
announcement.
service
So what
for
it
gaming
is,
apps?
you subscribe to Apple Arcade, and it'll give you 100 exclusive games, premium games
Like Mario Run?
that will run on
More.
your iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and the Mac. And so, since it's running on these smaller systems, they're not going to be like full-on AAA games.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I guess they could be. It's just the graphics would be pared down. They're really going to need to find out a controller situation here
real.
because touch controllers are not good, and if it's going to be on the Apple TV remote, it just would not work.
No.
So they need to get a first party controller that's sold. And so the business model here is they work with certain developers and they pay the developer for how long the gamer plays the game.
Which is interesting because that means either the developer's going to make no money or they're going to make a ton of money off certain players.
Yeah,
The guy who developed Cookie Clicker is going to make a boatload.
So, I mean, I don't understand. Like, there's some people that spend hundreds of hours on Angry Birds. And so if Apple was to pay Rovio, I think that's the company that develops it, based on that, they might be paying for one user $150.
Yeah, on the one hand,
for Angry Birds.
On the one hand, it's getting rid of the freemium model, which I like. On the other hand, it's incentivizing developers to create addictive games, not fun games.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
It's you could argue that addicting games are addicting because they're fun, though.
Also,
Angry Birds is addicting. I would not call Angry Birds fun.
Why are you playing it then?
Because it's addicting.
I know a lot of people that think it's fun.
What draws you into it then? Is it the
pastime? Because my brain is bored.
Then why don't you just find a different game?
Because Angry Birds is accessible.
But
I don't have to think too much about it.
But why do you play it if it's not fun?
Because it's addicting.
Then why don't you just play a different game?
Wait a
it's
minute.
accessible.
It doesn't make any sense to
Sounding
me.
circular.
Anyway, I don't think it encourages developers to make story-based games like I like. Because once the story's done, they're
people
not going to
don't
play the game anymore.
That's a good point, yeah.
So I'm not a fan, personally.
I'm going to withhold my judgment just because, show me what you got. That's my thing.
I guess so.
I don't expect it to be super awesome because we're still talking about mobile games. And that's just not my bag. There's a lot of people that love them. My wife plays the crap out of mobile games. She plays mobile games more than I play like regular games.
What?
Oh yeah.
I've been on my wife about that lately because I need a game with a story. I don't really like Angry Birds. I don't really like stuff. The only game that I really play that doesn't have a story is that tap defense game that has the little balloons and the monkeys and stuff.
And Fortnite.
And Fortnite. Yeah. I guess I don't really have a leg to stand on. Anywho, but she plays these games that's basically like a grid of 20 by 20 squares, and they give you different shapes,
color match and shape match.
And I don't she could sit and play that for hours.
Same with my wife.
I mean, what's I don't know. I still don't know why you play Angry Birds if you don't like it. How can you get addicted to something if you don't like it?
I don't play any Angry Birds anymore because I didn't find it was fun. I was just played it to pass the time.
Yeah, because he has it right in front of him.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to go sit down, plug in, turn on TV.
Because some story games, it's I want to play it. I just don't feel like getting into it right now. I'm going to play something less accessible.
That's true.
Play The Room.
More
you
accessible.
seem like the kind of guy that would really like The Room.
Yeah, I'm not a mobile gamer.
Anyway,
other thing they announced that's not out yet is Apple Card.
Yep.
I love this quote by them. Apple Card is designed to help customers lead a healthier financial life. And I'm just going to insert right there by buying more Apple products. Because they're like, oh, we're going to give you a percentage of every purchase back in Apple bucks or
3%.
whatever they call it, Apple Cash.
So it's like any other credit card.
So you can spend it on those mobile games that they're going to push out.
It's the same thing as an Amazon Visa.
Yeah.
I mean, but they
not as good though.
They've
not nearly as good because Amazon Visa you get 5% cash back.
Can you believe that? I just found that out last week actually.
5% cash back. You only get
5%.
So the rewards aren't that great. 1% if you use the physical card.
Yep.
2% if you use Apple Pay, which still isn't accepted everywhere, or 3% if you buy Apple products.
So that's the thing that really sets it apart besides the percentage from the Amazon card is you can buy almost anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
If you're spending money in the Apple Store, how often are you going to spend money in the Apple Store? Like once a year, once every 2 years?
Depends on how many of those mobile games you buy.
They didn't say App Store. They said Apple Store.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so
hardware.
Right.
I just feel like they want you to live in this ecosystem to where I wouldn't be surprised if they start building housing that you can pay for with Apple Pay.
It's definitely what they want. They want you
have to wear Apple clothes.
And this is what every big company,
eat
Google,
only apples.
Google would love the same thing if all you used was Google products. Microsoft would love the same thing.
But that being
Amazon
said,
would love
though-
the same thing. So the thing that sets Apple Card apart, though, is there's no fees and there's no late fees.
No, there's late fees if you don't pay.
No, there's no late fees. There's added interest. That's how they changed it.
Okay, there you go. They just changed the wording.
Yeah.
Marketing.
So
Yeah,
I
right.
buy a house and they just keep upping the interest, and it's like, it's fine.
Pretty much.
They do have a nice wrapper around it. So the card is titanium.
And it looks good.
The card is made of titanium.
Made
Yes.
of titanium.
It
Oh my
is the
gosh.
most sexy card I've ever seen. It doesn't have the credit card number on it,
No visible card number on it.
which is good and bad.
It's just got the chip.
Good in
Yeah,
that it's a little bit more private. If someone steals it, they can just run up a bill rather than buy stuff online. If you do want to buy stuff online, you have to go into the wallet app on your iPhone and get a fake credit card number.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
Oh,
bit of a
that's cool.
process to put your card in. You just can't just pull it out, put it on
Yeah.
the...
So
Okay.
they took off the headphone jack of the credit card?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
That was good.
Vibes.
That was
I
the best thing you
contributed.
said in a long
Actually. Very
time.
good comparison.
Nope.
Oh, ow. I
But
didn't
it's
hear it.
laser etched as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks good.
it
I'm
looks-
not
it looks
going to get
good.
one, but it looks good.
So Apple
Yeah.
succeeded at the one thing they're good at succeeding at,
And-
making
yeah.
stuff look good and
Exactly.
building a want for one of their products that
Yep.
you don't really need.
But in the wallet app, they give you a bunch of pretty looking stats. It's not like any more stats than you normally get with another card.
Yeah, I thought that too.
But it is pretty, and actually it does one thing. It shows you the location of your purchase. Square does that.
Yeah.
But
So are you going to get it? That's the big question.
no. I have enough credit cards. The rewards aren't good enough for me.
I said the same thing when I saw it. I was like, yeah, that looks nice, but I don't need any more credit cards.
Question, does Amazon automatically opt you in for the 5% cash back, or is that something you have to go seek out?
No, they
It's
automatically opt you
automatic.
in.
Yeah, as long as it's the Amazon Visa that you sign up for on Amazon,
Yep.
it's automatic, 5%.
Yeah. So I would recommend another credit card.
One thing, though, that they did announce that is definitely unique and pretty cool is instead of waiting quarterly or yearly for your cash back, you get it daily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd take better rewards over daily cashback.
Oh, I would for sure, too. But
Yeah.
this is something that's actually 100% unique that they're they're doing.
That's cool.
If you guys are like me, that's what I used to buy a lot of Christmas presents.
Mine doesn't come till March.
Hey,
Oh, fair enough.
that's what.
Yeah.
That way you can spend it on yourself rather than on other people.
Now you're thinking.
See, it's better. The other thing they announced, as you can tell, we've been kind of negative about this whole thing.
Well, I mean, they just didn't show off enough of the stuff. It was like 2 hours of we're going to tell you more about this later.
Yeah,
Was
But
the problem.
the last one was News Plus.
This one they actually gave details on.
Yeah, and it's actually out.
Oh, it came out too already?
Yeah.
Nice. So this one's $9.99 a month, but it gets you access to like 6,000 subscriptions. or
No,
something like-
300 magazines.
Oh.
The person on stage messed up.
Oh, okay.
They said like 3,000. It's actually 300.
Okay, so
Can you
300,
imagine?
300 magazines, a bunch of newspapers, stuff like that. So
Wall Street Journal. So the Wall Street
Yeah.
Journal is actually a good deal because it's normally like $40 a month, something like that.
yeah, you know, you get it for $10 a month with everything else.
Yeah, with the LA Times, with the 300 magazines.
Looks like you get
Yeah.
like Vogue, Esquire, Billboard.
And they got some good magazines
Oh.
in there, like Popular Science, Popular Mechanics. I think.
Oh, I didn't see that.
yeah, I think
love those.
I think Wired is in there as well, and then
Vanity
newspapers
Fair,
as well. So was Time Magazine in there? Nice. That's a good
Well,
one.
unless their advertisement's wrong.
No, they wouldn't put
What's
it on
that?
there
What's
if it
this
wasn't
run
it.
you to set up this news?
$10.
$10 a month.
10
Oh,
bucks
that's
a month.
not bad.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. The only thing I don't like is they updated the news app, which I really liked previously. Now it has advertisements all over the place for News Plus, which drives me nuts.
No, I haven't noticed it.
At the bottom bar where you switch tabs, there's a News Plus tab, so it's a constant ad like, oh, here, subscribe to News Plus.
Yeah.
And it'll put News Plus stories in your main feed, even if you don't subscribe.
To try and lure you over.
So if you click on it, on the article, you think you're going to be reading an article, but no, it's just an advertisement to News Plus.
I have a question about News
Drives
Plus.
me nuts, and I'd rather go to the old app.
Because Apple's kind of, I would assume, pioneering this. I haven't heard of any other service like this, right?
I
No,
think there are
there's been
some
other
out there,
services.
but this is definitely the largest push.
Like
but
a
it's
consolidation
the
of it.
unedited media, right? Because it's digital. Apple hasn't gone in and manipulated anything, have they?
Well, I'm pretty sure it still uses algorithms based on what you read to suggest stuff that you'd be more likely interested
True,
in.
And
but,
it is
but
altering
in
the-
articles. It doesn't edit the articles.
It,
does
Oh, no.
it alters the layout of the content so it fits your phone screen.
Yeah, but the content itself is unedited.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, are there rules around that? Because you know how, like, the news, they don't necessarily
Well,
show.
you want like a clean flicks for your magazine?
Well, I was wondering if they had some. Well, if I
I
was
don't know.
Apple and there's like a negative review, I would want to take that out of like a magazine, but they can't do that, can they?
Oh, they don't
Is
even.
there rules around?
No,
about
they let negative news come through their normal news app anyway.
Well, I mean, it sounds like their whole thing that they just did was negative news. Right?
Well, they didn't see it as negative.
I feel like they felt like they just had fallen out of the news cycle, and they're just like, we got to get back in there. Let's go play catch, and maybe somebody will watch us doing it. Like, let's go throw the ball around. Come on. And so they got up on stage and put out some stuff that really didn't have any meat behind it, and they're just like, put us on the news.
They were like your new stepdad. Grab your gloves.
Love
Let's
me,
go play.
love me.
Yeah.
At the very end, Oprah came out for like 10 minutes and told every content creator to come join Apple. She must be getting a lot of money
So
for
she's
that.
joined Apple.
And then Tim Cook comes out crying.
Tim Apple.
He was crying?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch this part.
I read a detailed analysis about this part because I didn't see that part either.
Wow.
What was the detailed analysis?
Why was he crying?
I counted the tears.
Did
It
he
was very
have
detailed.
meat in his
Did they
spaghetti?
catch the tears? Because that's probably magic or something.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a unicorn.
That's only Steve Jobs. Tears.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wait, so what was the deal? Why was he crying?
I don't know. Tears of joy?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought there
Allergies.
I thought
So
you knew.
in the week leading up to this, they announced hardware updates. Did we talk about these on the last episode? I don't think we did.
No.
Okay, so
this is the more interesting
I thought
news.
that, yeah, and they didn't even, it was just basically an article on their website and the new stuff up for pre-order.
This is how it should be.
Honestly, yeah. Well, and the thing is about these updates is they're all just spec bumps for the most part.
How do you know to buy a new one if you don't know that they've changed the hardware, Jarron? They have to tell you.
Exactly.
They can't just quietly do this. There's no hype behind that.
Well, the thing is they didn't have a lot to hype this time was because we're just talking about things like upgraded CPUs, upgraded GPUs, things like that. So the Apple iPad Air and the iPad Mini finally got updated. We haven't seen new Airs or Minis for 3 or 4 years.
I thought they were going to do away with them for a while.
So did I. I thought the Air was done, but they brought it back. And
I thought the Mini was done.
Yeah, because we hadn't heard anything about Mini. So now they're back they have True Tone displays, so really good color on your screens.
Nice.
Which honestly, the average consumer, they're not going to notice
Probably
anything
not,
like that, right?
but it does look nicer for sure.
Yeah.
And then also they put in the A12 processors.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, it's the same processors that's in the XS and the XS Max. Really good, really good CPU, GPUs in there. So I don't know if they updated the RAM or not. I would assume they maybe put a little bit more in, I hope. Maybe like 3 gigs instead of 2.
Well, the old Minis only had like 1. So
Yeah, so hopefully there's
anything
at
would be
least
better
2.
than that.
So, but yeah, really neat, good price points. So now you have iPad Mini, iPad Air, and iPad Pro to choose from. And honestly, if I had known they were going to do this, because the iPad Air is a 10.5 inch now instead of a 9.7.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone with that instead of the iPad Pro.
Oh, the iPad Pro is so much better.
I mean, it is, but
It has a better processor.
for
it has
content creation.
better display.
But the only thing that's better on the display is ProMotion. And
120 hertz. That's a huge deal.
yeah, but for what? To watch my transitions? I mean, it doesn't affect comic book reading, which I do a lot of. It doesn't affect
Transitions
video.
between pages.
So for
It
you,
does- it doesn't
for
affect-
you, there's no need.
There really isn't.
You would have gone with the other one.
I probably would have been happy with the other one and saved significant.
I'm
It is-
proud that
it
you
is
got
quite
this.
a bit.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I regret my iPad Pro.
Sounds like you're saying that.
because I really like it. But I'm saying if I had the other option, I probably would have gone with that. But anyway, yeah. So there was that. Then they did a little update on the iMacs. They put in the newer gen Intel CPUs and gave you a couple more options for the AMD GPUs.
Did they still solder the RAM down on those so you can't upgrade those?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then also they updated the AirPods, which I'd been waiting for, and I was disappointed.
I was hoping for like
you didn't
not-
want the AirPods anyway.
Well, I was okay. So let me rephrase what I said. I was hoping for some in-ear AirPods.
That's what I was hoping for too. Something that didn't have as long of a dongle hanging off there
I
to
don't
make
care
you look
about-
like a goober.
I don't care about the dongle on the end, but I wanted the silicone tips that
Yep.
did the noise isolation.
well, they're doing that in a few weeks. Did you see the leak of the Power Beats?
The Beats, yeah. I'm gonna look at those if they're not crazy expensive.
Only thing I don't like about those, they're the wraparound ear.
Yeah,
The
but
Jabra.
usually that's removable.
Is it? I hope so.
I don't know if on other Bluetooths I've seen it's removable. I haven't looked on the wired set that they have of that if it's removable, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye on those. But so the AirPod 2s though are for all intents and purposes the same, except for there is a new wireless chip in there Apple's calling the H1, right?
Yep.
And so it will produce faster connections to your devices as well as faster transitions from device to device. It will lower battery consumption as well, which is a huge thing for earpods or like wireless headphones
What are they
in
up?
general.
Did they say what the battery?
5 hours of music listening.
So they've
now.
hit the standard now for what other headphones are, right?
Standard is not 5 hours
I
for
thought it was
other
5.
headphones. It's like 3.
Like jobbers say 5.
those
and
are those are excellent.
It was
Okay.
5 hours before. I think
Oh,
they
is it?
just increased the talk time.
Oh, is it talk time?
Yeah.
Okay, so something got increased. But the other thing was a wireless charging case. So
Yeah, I mean the battery is so good on those anyway. Like the charging case, it provides 24 hours worth of battery power.
yeah.
I charge it like once a month anyway, so
Yeah.
Wireless charging isn't as big as a deal on those to me.
The one thing that I would like, or that makes it nice, if you ask me, is say that you've only got an iPad, then or an iPad Pro rather, then you don't have to keep a Lightning cable because
Yeah,
you can
that's
just
true.
wirelessly charge the AirPods. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
that's kind of a pigeon, like a rare use case. You know, someone that uses AirPods that doesn't have an iPhone.
But
So-
audio quality is the same, which I think is good. The
Yeah,
fit is the same, which is your mileage may vary.
Yep. So yeah, if they had done the silicone tips on these ones, I would have gone out and bought a pair already, pre-ordered or whatever.
Oh,
Because
just,
I'm tired of headphones that don't keep connections, and the AirPods do a very good job of keeping a solid connection.
So there's been some news recently about the original AirPods and that people who've been using them consistently, the battery life is horrible in them now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just due to lithium-ion batteries.
They degrade over time.
Yeah, and
Degrade.
that's and since they're such small batteries that require constant recharging, this product is more susceptible to that than any other.
For sure.
And so, just makes me mad about battery technology. That's all.
The jobbers were on sale today at Costco.
I know,
for
I saw that.
120, 130.
I think they're
Ooh.
like 130, 140.
I got my
Yeah.
Costco rewards money.
Yeah,
That's
so
tempting.
Mhm.
they were on sale. Speaking of which, I finally this week got, or just yesterday got my RMA for the jobbers. So
Oh, they came in?
Jarron's
they
light
finally contacted me and were like, "Hey, looks like we're gonna have to replace this." I'm like, "Yeah, 2 weeks ago when I first started
jeez.
this." And so finally, like, go ahead and wait for the RMA. We just let you know that we've got it.
Oh, so you have a tracking number and stuff?
Nope, they're
Not
just
yet.
like, "Hey, we got it. You should expect
Oh.
an RMA soon."
oh, just a heads up. I just saw this. Free 12 months Nintendo Online if you have a Twitch Prime membership.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Just a heads up.
That's
Dang it, I
way
already have a
awesome.
family account.
Yeah, I'm on Jarron's family account.
It only cost you $3 for
That's
a
true.
year.
Yeah, so I think that's all of the Apple news.
Whew, that was long.
Yeah,
Even for us.
It went longer than I thought it would because we started talking about aspects of it I didn't think we were going to get into.
Well, it's
but-
so fun to bash on Apple. Though.
I try to do it less than I used to because there are some of their products I really like.
Did they go? We're gonna make a titanium card, and people are gonna buy that because they're gonna accept this because it's a titanium card.
That's honestly the
Oh,
only reason I
that's-
want it.
I
is because
know,
it
like
looks
card
so
right
cool.
now.
So
I was
good.
so against it, and then you're a titanium card. And I'm like, oh, God, that would kind of be cool to have a piece of titanium card like in my wallet.
The Amazon Prime card is metal, and that just feels so good to take out.
Oh,
I
it
use
really
that more than
does.
anything else now, just because
'Cause it
it's
feels good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
All right. Let's see. There was another big announcement from a giant corporation. I don't think. Did we talk about Stadia last time?
we did not.
We did not.
It was
Okay.
right the day after, actually.
That's right. So Owen put Stadia in the notes. Tell us about it.
So I didn't. I looked into it today and last week a little bit, but so Google Stadia is going to be their gaming platform. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only did some cursory research, but it's basically going to be their gaming streaming, right? This is
Yes.
going to be streaming hardware, kind of what we talked about before. We actually had been talking about.
So
Like-
we talked a lot about their beta version of it, which was called Project Stream.
Right, and we were talking about hardware streaming in general. How
Yeah.
I thought, we were like, is this how consoles die?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to be able to get laptops? We're never going to need to have like beefy PCs anymore because all the hardware is going to be on some server farm.
In a data center somewhere.
Yeah, and so I guess right now you can only do the Stadia on Pixel devices, right? Is that what you guys have heard as well? Google devices.
I think
Stadia on anything that has an internet connection, Chrome browser.
Have you seen the
okay.
controller
Yeah.
for it though?
Yeah, a little
Freaking
bit.
rad.
It looks
Yeah.
like a good controller.
Yeah, but so basically, this is Google's new thing. They're getting into the game business. They're not offering hardware, right?
Nope. Just the controller.
Just the controller. And then you are streaming from their hardware across the internet.
Yep. And the interesting thing about the controller is it does not pair to whatever hardware you're streaming to over Bluetooth. It's actually a Wi-Fi chip in the controller that goes
Pairing
back
to them.
Yeah, it goes back to the servers.
Yeah.
Cuts down on latency a little bit.
Yep.
Anyway, so it means, we kind of talked about this. Like, doesn't this feel like there's going to be a barrier to entry with internet speeds?
Huge.
Totally.
Hugely.
So like, what's your default speed that you would want before? signing
That
up for
doesn't
something
even
like this?
let's go even before that. Before you can get internet in your location, let's say that you need 100 meg standard, or let's say something
like dedicated
or
to this?
or something.
I think it's 50.
Whatever, 50. Let's say that's 50. Now you also need to get a router that can handle that, and a lot of routers out the gate aren't going to be able to handle. They're not like that kind of throughput. Just I feel like that's even going to be more.
No, 50 meg is pretty easy on the router, and I don't think that throughput is going to be much of an issue for the majority of consumers. The problem is latency
Yeah.
and dropped packets.
You can't do hardwire for any of this, can you?
Yeah.
No, you can.
Well, besides the controller.
Yeah. But you can't hardwire the controller to anything? It doesn't have
No.
like a...
It has a USB.
HDMI
It has a USB-C port.
yeah, USB-C.
But
or-
it's for charging.
Yeah, that Tony makes a great point here. I don't think the majority of the population would enjoy the full benefits of this very easily because it depends on where Google servers are located.
Yep.
The latency of your connection to those servers. Your ISP's latency and your router, which may or may not be junk.
And the biggest thing, aside from latency, is going to be: is your connection stable? Are you dropping any information along the way
Which is
because of bad hops? And that's
outside of your control.
Yeah, you have no control.
No
over that.
control.
How's it going to affect gameplay? Is it going to make it laggy? Is it going to make it
Exactly.
janky?
That's
Is
exactly
it
what
going
it
to
will.
downgrade the quality?
It'll downgrade
People
the visual quality because all the packets aren't getting to your device. It will create latency when you push a button, and it doesn't do it right when you push the button.
Now, explain to me, like, what exactly are we talking about? Like, is it I'm wirelessly playing something on a server that's going through the internet, and then it's just broadcasting the video signal to me?
That's
or
pretty
am I-
much-
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Only
And
thing
it-
on
and
the
it
local device is screen draw, basically.
Yeah,
where you
and then it relays your controller input back to the server.
So really, all that it has to do is just communicate controller function and then stream video back to me.
Yep.
You say that like it's simple.
yeah.
It's crazy complicated.
The concept is simple, but the execution is so hard to pull
Because
off
there's
well.
so many unknowns
Interesting.
between you and the server. Like people
Yep.
closer to the Google servers will have better performance.
Yep.
You assume less hops to get there. Also, you don't unless you have like a dedicated VPN to Google, which most people
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
going to have. You don't own all
If-
those hops between.
If somebody has like a VPN subscription to like Nord or to like something, can you subscribe to like a Google dedicated VPN for something like this?
No.
I wouldn't be
No.
surprised if Google started some sort of VPN service
I mean,
just
if,
because.
if
but
they do, it's not going to make anything any better, though.
No,
yeah, you
because-
still have to
not
go
at all.
through your ISP.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
You're still going out through the internet to
And
hop
I
across.
think the problem here is 99% of the population has no idea how things work, and so when they get a bad experience, they'll just blame it on Google, and they probably won't do it again.
And that's-
Can you
that's
imagine
the-
that call? You call customer support. It's not working. I'm laggy, and they're going to say,
It's your internet
"Well,
connection.
yeah, it's your internet." They're
That's
going to
what they'll say every time.
and they're going to say, I mean, because how can Google possibly
They have no control over it.
control or
The
predict
thing-
or
the
guarantee
things-
the network?
The things that they do have control over, they've actually done a pretty good job. It sounds like from doing so. Each instance will have about 11 or 12 teraflops of performance on their GPUs. Dedicated CPUs for each person. So
Dedicated CPUs for each person.
that's
which
what
is
they made
fine.
it sound
which
like.
is fine if you're
How do
sitting
they
there plugged
scale
in.
that
or at least
launch,
dedicated cores. It might not be one CPU per person, but you'll
Yeah.
have like 4 dedicated cores.
Yeah, on a VM server, virtual system.
But the thing is 11 teraflops, and they bragged about this, and it's true. It's more powerful than a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X combined.
it's
It's almost as powerful as the graphics card you have in your computer.
Yeah, it's still not as powerful though.
And it's not nearly as powerful as the graphics card Jarron and I have.
And what do you think about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
And what do you think about this? Stadia will be able to stream games in 4K, 60 frames per second, and HDR color at launch.
No.
But eventually,
In
it'll support.
parentheses,
if
we'll
If it's
see.
anything close to Project Stream,
It was
no way.
it was
And
garbage.
and eventually, it'll support 8K.
No. See, like, here's the thing: is
That-
I would love to see this work great,
Yeah.
but Google is honestly, if you ask me, it's late to the party on this.
Yeah.
There have been several companies grow and die already trying to do
Hasn't
this.
NVIDIA even
Late-
tried this?
NVIDIA has a horse in the race with GeForce Now,
Yeah.
and that's still in beta, and they've been in beta for like 2 years. Okay, you have a company that was called OnLive. OnLive tried to do this 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and raised a bunch of money, and then went out of business.
The only successful implementation has been PlayStation Now.
Yeah, and
so
that-
Sony bought, what was the company?
Gaikai was the company that they purchased to do that, and the only reason that's any good at all is because Sony just keeps throwing money at it.
And it's old games. It's
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 games that run at 720p.
Exactly, and there are some PS4 games on it, but it's mostly PS3 games.
So
And the other main factor to consider here, too, is caps on your
yeah,
internet.
data
Yeah.
caps.
If you're going to play 4K 60, you're going to run through that cap
2
in
minutes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, not quite.
Exactly.
It wasn't until last night when I upgraded my my internet package from Xfinity that I knew that there even was a home data cap on your
1
home
terabyte,
internet.
baby.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
That's all you get.
Oh, yeah. If you stream 4K 60 for more than a few hours, you'll hit that cap so fast.
And it's $10 for every like 50 gigs or 500 gigs. One of those.
I hope it's
Yeah.
500.
I'd like to think this is the future, but our internet infrastructure doesn't
Yeah,
scale like normal chip technology does.
I'm sure
This-
they'll offer packages for this kind of thing.
So,
that you'll pay
eventually.
up through the roof for.
so I predict that this will end up in the same place where a lot of the other Google things have ended up.
Yeah.
And there's actually a website dedicated to that called the Google Cemetery. I put this in the show notes because I want people to go look at it, but it's called gcemetery.co.
Oh, this is so great.
oh man.
Is this
And-
also made by Google?
I don't know. They probably don't like it very much, but it
They
lists
killed the
every.
Chromecast audio?
They killed Chromecast
Yeah, they did.
audio. Google
Oh,
Plus is in
man.
there now.
Murderers.
Go
Inbox.
Allo just went there.
They just did-
just took it back outside and shot him.
Inboxes.
Allo's
is
not
in
even
there.
that old.
Nope.
Nope.
Really quick, before we get too far past it, outside of sometime this year, do we have a more concrete date that this is coming out?
No date, no price.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
But go check out gcemetery.co because I went through it. There's actually 6 pages of apps on here at about 9 per. So we're looking at something like, what, 54?
Oh my
So
gosh.
assuming they get through all these technical hurdles that we've discussed, Owen makes a great point here. Are they going to kill it in a year?
They'll just kill it. They'll just
Or
be like,
3
it was
years.
just a publicity stunt.
it'll really
it'll be a
kinda-
tax write-off.
Yeah.
You know.
I would not buy a game from this and trust them to.
And that's the problem too, is you're buying your games from them. You're not. So with GeForce Now, this is interesting. With GeForce Now, it uses your existing Steam library.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now with this, you'll have to buy games from Google that will be sold to you by Google and beholden to them keeping the
wonder,
game
are
service
they get-
up.
and are
Assuming
they
it's
gonna
not a
have-
subscription.
And who's gonna do that? And
Yeah,
they'll just
assuming it's
they'll
not-
just develop. I mean, developers won't have to develop for Google for this. They'll just Google just run the server, right?
It'll be
Well, it's
it'll-
running Linux, so they have to specifically develop
Yeah.
for Linux.
It'll be a port of the Windows version,
Right.
Is what it'll be.
Also,
basically.
Google Glass.
goo.gl. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
that was
the
a
URL
great.
shortener.
That was a URL shortener.
Yep.
I was sad when that went away.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't think it's too pie in the sky. I think it would be awesome if it took off and did really well.
I think it'll be really great on their local internal LAN.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
like if you work at Google, it'll probably be
Oh,
awesome.
their game room.
They
their
wanted
game
to
room is
develop
gonna
it,
be
yeah,
fan-
for
is
the
gonna
rec
be
room.
Yeah,
But
that's
they-
gonna be fantastic.
So they showed it off at this event, and they wouldn't say like where the Google servers were. It was probably
Yeah, it was
in
probably-
the room next door.
Exactly. It was probably right
Yeah.
there in the same building.
Under the table.
It works
actually.
great here at this event.
Hey, we keep it
So-
right next to the Google coffee maker, right next to the Google
What if
fridge.
that's what they do? They just create apps that they want to use themselves on their own local inside their own buildings, and then they murder them.
Wasn't that how like Google Docs was developed?
Yeah,
Internal
interesting.
project.
And
yeah.
Gmail?
So this
Yep.
product Reply, it launched in 2018 and was killed in 2018.
Oh,
It didn't even grow to be one.
Didn't even get a year old.
That's the saddest kind of death.
I don't know. Google Glass is a tight second.
Let's talk. This has been a really negative episode so far. Let's talk about some stuff that we are excited for. Let's see. So, Jarron, tell us about your favorite Star Wars game, Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah,
Getting a new mode.
my favorite I don't know. I don't think I could call it my favorite.
Your favorite current Star Wars game.
Battlefront 2, it's still receiving updates despite its poor reception and poor sales. I can't believe they're still supporting it.
That surprises
Sounds like
me
they're
too.
making up for something.
Good on you, EA. But yeah, they have a new mode. It's called Conquest. They're kind of it's called Capital Supremacy. They're kind of aping the Conquest mode from the old Battlefront 2 in
Did you guys ever
2005.
play that?
Isn't Conquest the same thing that's in the Battlefield games? Conquest multiplayer?
No. This one, I don't know about this, but at least in the original Battlefield 2, you were part of one of the factions, so you could either choose like the Rebels, Empire, or the Droid Empire, whatever that's called.
Oh, you're talking about the 07 Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
So at least in that one, it's like you have a spaceship and you take your spaceship around a galaxy and you conquer worlds and you play against somebody else, but you can also do like a spaceship to spaceship battles.
That's cool.
So this will have AI players on your team. So that's cool. That's something that the old original Battlefront had.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they only have one map for now, but they have been really good at releasing new maps over time. So I would expect that to grow. But it's Geonosis, back in the prequel era.
That's a clone planet, isn't it?
Can you play as
yeah.
the droids yet?
Yeah, you can play as the droids.
Can you?
You could it forever.
Could you play as the rebels?
You can play in all era, in all the eras. Yeah. So if pick it up for cheap and enjoy some good Star Wars fun.
Nice. Also gaming related, Crytek. This was really neat. I liked this. Crytek showed off a new ray tracing API that they're working on for their graphics engine.
This is so cool. So Tony and I have 2080 Ti's. So I'm not partial to their ray tracing tech. Any
ray tracing tech is good. If
Yeah.
you
This
ask
is
me.
on AMD gear, right?
So that's the thing about this Crytek engine.
It could be on anything.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
platform agnostic.
NVIDIA claims that you need specific ray tracing cores to do ray tracing, but Crytek, through some software magic, I have no idea what deal with the devil they made, but they are running 4K 30 on a Vega 56, which is not the best GPU out there.
Nope, not even out of AMD.
Yeah, and if you know anything about ray tracing, it's extremely heavy right now to run on even NVIDIA graphics cards, the brand new ones. And 4K 30 from a
pretty great.
Vega 56, it's awesome.
So what I read about it was that it's doing a modified version of ray tracing that's supposedly not 100% pure, and it's kind of cut down as well compared to the stuff that's out right now that uses the tensor cores on the RTX cards or the RTX cores. But that being said, if you watch the video that demonstrates this, it looks fantastic. Did you watch the video?
I haven't yet.
Oh man, it looks so good. It's set in like a futuristic cyberpunk style world, and the reflections and everything look really, really good. Like even if it doesn't look as good as some of the stuff that NVIDIA is talking about, I say
Compared to cost.
oh yeah,
I mean,
it's awesome.
This is what gaming technology is all about, finding shortcuts
Exactly.
to make awesome looking stuff. And so if
Exactly.
they found an awesome shortcut that's like 99% the way there, I'm for it.
Well, and the other thing too is Microsoft showed off its DXR API that goes into DirectX and allows for ray tracing, and NVIDIA actually announced as well in the last 2 weeks that their older cards will support ray tracing using the Microsoft DXR implementation. However,
It'll just run like crap.
it runs, it's very very costly to run that API, so
Right.
you won't get the frames that you would get if you were using the RTX card, because even with stuff, and I assume with this Crytek engine as well, if you have an RTX card, it will still utilize that hardware that's specially designed in there for the ray tracing and take the load off the regular part of the GPU.
Dang, this video looks great.
I told you, it looks really, really good. So I'm pretty excited for that. And Crytek's been having kind of a rough couple years, so I'm hoping that they're able to implement this and sell it with their Crytek engine and make some money so they can stay around.
I don't care how boring that game is, I'd buy it.
just because it looks good. Like,
Yeah.
it looks amazing. Okay, so also, I thought we had another. Oh yeah, Owen, tell us about Gwent. Gwent.
Gwent's
Oh
coming
my
to
gosh.
mobile.
So you and I played the beta.
Yeah, I still
On PC.
Yeah, I still have that GOG file. I
Uh-huh.
I still sometimes have thought about opening and playing it, but I haven't for a long time. It's been probably about 6 or 8 months since I played it at all. But
Yeah, so up until this point, if you wanted to play Gwent, which is a spin-off game from the Witcher series,
Yeah.
that's all about the card game that you could play in Witcher 3. And it's basically just a version of the card game that you can play. And it's only been on PC and PS4 and Xbox
yeah,
up to this point.
I think mobile's a great home for this game. I mean,
I've
like
been
it's
waiting for
it's
this.
it's mindless. It's kind of just like like just play when you can. There's
Yeah.
no real goal, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
So
like,
they made a version that uses it that actually tells like a 30-hour-long RPG story.
oh, okay,
Using the game mechanics of Gwent to further the story along.
I see.
From like cutscene to cutscene. I hope that this version includes that, but I don't know if it will. But at the very least, you're going to get a version of Gwent on your phone or your iPad.
Yeah, so iOS, it's coming to iOS this year in the fall,
Yeah,
and then they said Android's to follow.
yeah.
So just kind of stay tuned. I liked that game. It was a lot of fun. It was like there was some cool strategies that you could learn, like that you could really use to like at first I was like, how is this going to be this weird spin-off that they took out of the
Yeah.
game? And then I ended up really getting into it and like using different strategies and stuff. And it was actually pretty fun. And I haven't played Witcher, so I was kind of like outside of the whole story of it. So I didn't have any of the backstory. So it wasn't
Right.
quite as entertaining to me. But as far as the game mechanics go in a card game, I think mobile's a perfect little home for this thing.
It is 100% because, everyone knows that I love the Witcher stuff, but I actually didn't pick up the Gwent game because I just can't see myself playing a card game on my PC. If I'm going to boot my PC up and play a game, I'm going to play something that is like really graphically awesome and story-wise, or Turok, one of the two. And so I just haven't really played Gwent at all, and I haven't bought it, but I will definitely buy it day one for my iPad.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Also, Jarron mentioned he is very excited about vacuum tech. So
Oh yeah.
we need to talk about a vacuum.
There's nothing better than technology that makes your life easier.
Did they iterate the number?
And
They did.
They did,
Oh,
and it makes
good.
me so mad.
The V11.
Now people know you don't have the best.
I know. I just had a V10. It feels like, and now they already have a V11, and it has an LCD screen on the top.
There's
For
two
what?
versions.
For
Yeah.
what?
Two versions of the V11, and one of them
know.
has the LCD screen, the other one doesn't.
Maybe you could watch a movie or
Does
something
it tell you how
while you
much it
vacuum.
suck?
It tells you your battery life and like the particulate count, I think, and things like that. It's
Analyzing it, you run over a puddle.
Yeah.
It's like 99% human blood. Uh-oh.
So they're claiming the V11, which is their cordless vacuum, which is just amazing. I love their cordless vacuums. They're claiming the battery can run for an hour now, which is just insane for that kind of vacuum. And they're saying that it's 20% stronger than the V10, which was much stronger than the V8. Is just crazy. And it's smarter too. So they achieve some of that battery life by detecting what kind of floor you're on. So if you're on hardwood, it won't be as
doesn't spin the brush as much.
doesn't
right?
spin its brush. It isn't as powerful as if you were on carpet,
Yeah.
because carpet requires more. And it has this LCD screen for the more expensive model, which can run up to $700.
Oof.
That's an expensive vacuum.
Not if you sell your V10. He's gonna do it.
Oh.
No, I can't.
He's gonna
I'm
do
going to
it.
buy you some googly eyes. That way I can look at you as you sell it.
Jarron, I give you 6 months before you have one, just like you did with me in the 2080 Ti.
Yeah. We'll see. So the LCD screen will show your battery. It'll give you diagrams of how you're using it. So I honestly don't think it's that useful, the LCD screen. But it's the V11. Why couldn't they just name it the V10 too?
V10X.
I would have.
This isn't Apple.
I know. I would have been happier though if they would have kept the V10, because it doesn't feel like I wouldn't have had to upgrade.
Or a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy X-2.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Nope.
Dyson. Continuing to make awesome vacuums that I love.
They excel in anything that moves air,
Anything that sucks.
Yeah.
or blows.
Oh, blows. Sorry, so many jokes there. I'll just leave that one.
The lower price model is $600.
Yeah, only 600.
Only $600.
Yeah, it's chump change, right? And you promised we would hit on some
we got
vehicle news.
Yeah, we got a couple things. So the first one's pretty quick. So it's actually a concept car that that Jaguar Land Rover is going to put out. So when Jarron, you're very particular from what I know about germs and people
Yes.
that are sick, right? Have you ever
Indeed.
climbed into a car with somebody and all of a sudden they start coughing, or you're in a group of like carpooling with people and then one person's like sick?
So the coughing, I don't mind. If I get into a car and they said that they threw up a few days ago,
That's the one that gets you.
I
Does
would
that
freak
happen?
out.
Yeah.
Happened with Tony once.
What? Well, I guess apparently it was traumatic enough to
Did
remember the
Did that
one time.
happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
I get in your
don't-
car, you're like, I
remember when I had
I
the
don't
stomach
remember
flu
this.
about a year ago, and you were like, "Don't come, don't be here."
Yep, he was.
And anyway, so Jaguar Land Rover, one of the things it's putting, they think they're gonna stop disease, and I don't know why they haven't done this years ago. Car manufacturers, so we know that UVC-C light kills bacteria. They use
Right.
it in hospitals. You can buy you see them in McDonald's. A lot of restaurants will have those.
You can buy. I have 2 air purifiers at my house.
They
that use it.
They use it. Well, Jaguar is now putting that into their ventilation system in their cars, so that as you pump cabin air through the car, it sterilizes it as it passes through the
Yeah, but
vents.
Cool.
playing Pandemic for me has shown that land
doesn't
transportation
matter. This
is
is
how-
only one
this
of
is
the
how you-
several ways I could spread
Yeah.
my ex-girlfriend's names to kill people.
This is how we survive like the zombie apocalypse or whatever. Like you get in these cars with the UV cleaning lights.
does that stop zombies from
No,
crashing your windows
not
in?
at all.
Or does it turn you into a zombie
Just the
because
virus.
you look at it?
Just the viral stuff. Just the
airborne.
bacterial viral stuff.
Are they fast zombies or slow zombies?
Probably fast.
There's a mix of both.
I
Obviously,
hate fast zombies. So I'm
It
gonna say
depends on
fast.
how. It depends on how long he's been dead. I mean,
Yeah.
the longer they've been dead, the slower they are.
Oh,
So they
All right.
this was just at a car. This was at a car show. The company hasn't said how close it is to completing the aircon system with UVC built in.
Will it have Apple TV Plus on it?
Probably. Let's look. Nope.
I need
nope.
celebrities.
Nope.
I need them now.
Nope.
Let me tell you.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas has endorsed this, guys.
Nobody's endorsed it, but
Obviously,
they have a cool picture of it.
And they haven't given a price, but I'll bet you it's an easy $5,000 add-on.
Here's what
Jaguar.
I'm gonna do.
Ooh.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go get some electrical tape,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tape one of these right over the top of my vents, just a light, and I'm gonna run it off my cigarette lighter,
It'll work perfect.
and I'm gonna be fine. And I'm gonna say millions.
Fast and the Furious has been conditioning me for this for years.
Yep. I'll just
What kind
stick
of a
like
light is it called again?
What do you think?
UV-C.
In the first Fast and the Furious, what do you think all those lights were on
Yeah,
the cars
they're just
underneath?
pulling the undercarriage lights and they're putting them into
Yep.
the vents.
What do you
right.
think Tokyo Drift stood for? What were they
Why do you-
drifting from?
Why do
They're
you think-
away from germs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we asked the big
That's-
questions here.
That's how they clean the streets over there with UVC ground kits.
Yep.
What do you mean by
Oh.
over there?
Over in Tokyo,
Japan.
Oh, yeah.
What? I don't get the reference.
I thought it was in China.
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo.
Ah,
Tokyo.
Tokyo
It's
is in
not
China.
Hong Kong
Duh,
Drift.
Japan. Don't follow me on Reddit.
My favorite part in Tokyo Drift was when they say, "This is DK's mountain."
Yeah. Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
What?
And that was a level in Mario Kart Double Dash.
Awesome.
Great.
So Aaron Faulkner in his thing, he said he likes medical tech and car tech. So that was both
It's a
for him.
win-win.
That's a win-win.
There you go.
The
You're
other
welcome.
the other one is that he actually sent us was Rivian, and it was their electric trucks. So
I've read about
I
these
am a
little
big
bit.
fan of modular stuff. I liked Project Ara before Google sent it to the
Google.
graveyard, which I just saw.
That didn't even make it to production
No,
before I went to the graveyard.
No. I love multifunction thing. It's one of the
stillborn.
yeah. Ouch. It's one of the
Well, it
major.
was.
It's one of the major reasons I like a thing if you can reuse it for multiple stuff. So Rivian is making these trucks that are modular, that you can change the configuration of the bed
This
and
is
the
cool.
yeah, and add more batteries, and they have there's a whole bunch of specs on it, and it's actually a pretty cool concept that they're going with. And I'm like, oh, that would make my life a lot easier. As I've thought about this, I'm like, I've needed a flatbed before.
Yeah.
I've needed a covered cargo area before.
Do you really think that you're going to take it off and then replace it? With
It depends on really how it really does depend on how light it is. Like, how can I do it by myself, or do I need 3 people? Like,
So,
where do I store the modules?
I knew people that had the truck bed covers, and it took 4 people to put that
it's
on.
rough.
They're hard.
They're heavy.
And so these ones, I mean, these are cool concept trucks, and they're all electric trucks too. So
I'm very interested in the Rivian line of trucks. I hope they make it to market because
I do
everything's
too.
prototyped right now.
it
It's
really
not-
is. And
Who
they've-
did you say makes the trucks?
Rivian.
Rivian.
But who are they
Yeah.
owned by?
That's their own thing.
They're-
They're a
cool.
startup.
So it's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
Well, they've got billions in funding. So
Yeah, Amazon
okay, that
funded
helps.
them.
Yeah.
I believe Amazon came and backed them.
Yeah.
Somebody
with
has a
quite a
rich
bit
best
of money.
friend.
it's
So-
possible these might see the light of day.
Yeah, last month Rivian raised a 700 million round of funding led by Amazon.
Do you think
Nice.
Amazon
Okay.
wants that for like transportation? For packages?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
It's hard to
So-
make products.
It is, especially when you're starting in a category that hasn't been like
Very well established.
exactly established.
And do you
So-
think they cut inside tech for outside tech? Do you feel like the inside of this with the consoles and the whiz bangs and the bells and whistles on the inside will be less to maybe support the electric
Well,
features and the outside modules? Like
that's kind of what happened with the
with-
Model 3.
with the Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Like they minimized the inside to kind of make the rest of the car affordable or whatever.
And I love the look of the Model 3 on the
Do
inside.
you like the minimalist kind of look?
Yeah, I do.
it is super minimalist.
Yeah.
It
I don't
almost-
know if I like all the creature comforts in the cup holders. So
Well, they're still cup holders.
You
But
can
not
maybe
as
stop by
many.
Walmart and get you
Not
a cup
as-
holder.
I need to get some that stick all over the place so that no matter what direction I reach, there is.
If I buy you some googly eyes, would you start taking pictures and posting it on Twitter?
Probably not. If you bought me some Google AIs and then every 2 weeks you brought them, I would let you take pictures and post them on Twitter.
Why
But
don't I just do that myself?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I
You
can
need
have the
an
work.
Android best friend, man.
I do.
All right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to
Yeah.
hit
Talk
on
about
the list?
the thing that Jarron posted.
What did
That
he
like
post?
one of the top things that he posted.
What?
Jarron.
The home stuff.
Oh, the Wyze thing?
Yeah.
Oh, the Wyze.
Please don't hate on it.
Why?
Do you like
I
the
bought
one?
2 of them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
The security thing?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'm actually really impressed with Wyze. I mean, I don't own their camera, but everything you show me about it and everything I've heard about it.
Dude, the camera
looks really
Here's the
good.
thing. That Owlet camera that we've had, it's the only like scathing review I've ever written for something.
It wasn't worth it.
I basically paid $150 to be part of their like beta program with how much it doesn't work.
Yeah, goes offline constantly.
It goes
Can't
offline
find
constantly.
the router.
There's
Yep.
no background. I mean,
Wait.
there's no consistent like background.
This is the outlet.
the
and you
Owlet
get, and you get all the
camera.
same.
Oh,
and you get-
camera. Okay.
And you get all the same data on the app anyway, the heartbeat and everything
Yeah.
anyway. So what's
Yeah.
they just
I mean, it's
project it
nice
onto
that
the video?
it's nice that like it turns it into like a heads-up display to show like the heartbeat, the O2 levels, the room temperature, and everything all in one go. But honestly, like, dude, spend $20 and just get a Wyze camera. I've never had connectivity issues. The only thing I've had to do is go into your 2.4 radio signal and switch the security preferences.
Are
to
they
the
only?
dual.
They're not. Oh, right. So they're not 5.5 gigahertz compatible. That sucks.
But that being said,
Anyway,
Jarron, take it away.
so
Yay!
there's-
So
Okay. Oh yeah. I guess we haven't got into what it is yet. Go ahead, Jarron.
Wyze, the maker of the super cheap $20 to $30 camera,
That's awesome.
called the Wyze Cam, they are releasing home security products called Wyze Sense. You need a Wyze Cam for it to work, which is crazy cheap. But this Wyze Sense, they're basically just door sensors and a motion sensor. You could buy a set for $20, and if you have a Wyze Cam, you pretty much have a home security system for $40 to $50.
yeah,
crazy.
I bought 2 of
Yeah.
them because I got 3 doors in my house.
Okay.
What's
I'm
cool
gonna-
about those Wyze cams? You can daisy chain them together. They'll power each other. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
so that they have a USB cable port on them.
I'm going to
and you
get a
can-
little conspiracy
Yeah.
theory here for a second. Where are these manufactured?
China.
Are these?
Chinese.
Is this a Chinese company?
They are.
The-
Yeah.
I'm seriously worried about how they can make things so cheap.
That's what I mean.
Like, are they collecting
Is
our
it-
data?
We already know it has been admitted by companies like Vizio that the reason smart TVs are so much cheaper than people thought they'd be is because they use your data and
Where does your
monetize their
data
data.
go?
See, and I'd rather pay less money and know that they're stealing my data than
No,
kind
no.
of already know that they're stealing my data.
I'm
and pay
okay.
a boatload
I'm
of
okay.
money.
I'm okay with that to an extent, but if this secretly sends all of its images and everything back to servers in China.
Yeah.
but
I'm
what are
not-
they- what are
you
they
know,
gonna
I
do
don't.
with
I
my
don't care
stuff,
if
though?
I don't care if Vizio knows what I watch. I don't care about that.
Right.
But
What about
if
intimate
Chi-
conversations?
Yeah, if
so I've
China
listened.
has if some company in China has direct access to the inside of my home and whatever we do in there, I'm not much of a fan of that.
Now,
Have you checked the
we're not
distance?
saying that Wyze
yes,
does this.
exactly. We're not saying that.
We're
I'm-
just curious how they make such good products for so cheap.
Yeah.
And where
Please
is the
send me my
and-
stuff.
And where is the data stored?
Yeah.
also that.
So are they on? Are they? We're on what
Is
side
it
of the?
stored in the U.S.
Or outside?
Europe or China?
Now-
Have you tested the range on those, James? What's the audio range for one of those Wyze cameras? Because for me,
It's really good.
because like even downstairs, I have an Amazon cam, and even downstairs, like it picks up like clear as day, like 2 floors down on my house.
Wow.
So
Now, this isn't a monitored alarm system like you would get with the Ring. So I still think Ring has a leg up there for cheapness overall because you can get a monitored alarm system with their package. But if you don't care about your alarm system being monitored, this is a great value for sure.
I wonder if I could put one of those contact sensors on my garage door.
Oh, yeah, you totally could.
Because I would love to
It's
know.
just as long as the two
If
con-
that's
if they're
open.
touching.
It's one of those things where I'm like almost like what's the word I'm looking for?
Paranoid?
ADD?
Yeah, almost not ADD. That
I tried.
I would say paranoid is the closest
Yay,
thing.
I win.
OCD. That's the word I'm looking for.
Octa.
About
you
making,
have to go check like
yes,
3 or 4 times.
I will sometimes be halfway to work and be like, "Did I close my garage door?" And I will turn around and
And
drive
check.
back
But to be fair, that's
to make
like
sure.
that's like 3 seconds.
I know
Yeah.
it's not very far, but
You
still,
just throw a camera. in
Unfortunately, you would need to buy a Wyze cam to get it to connect to the internet.
I could put that in the garage too.
Yeah,
there.
I
Yeah,
guess you
throw a
could.
white. That
Yeah.
that's easier actually.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't even need one of these sensors. Just put a Wyze cam in the garage.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I
That's
want
a
to
good
do
point.
a Wyze cam in the wild. I want to find a. So I just looked up the power. I need anywhere between 100 to 240 volt input. If I can find like some kind of solar cell that I can hook up to like some little external battery to power it at nighttime, I think it'd be kind of cool to like
Set
do
one
like a
up out.
Wyze cam in the wild.
How would you get internet connection to it?
It'd probably have to be in my backyard.
Okay.
The wild.
The what? I mean, there's
The
snakes back there.
The wild.
Okay, fine. I'll go find a Starbucks somewhere and connect to it.
Behold the wilds of my backyard.
No, you just here's what
I-
you just get a cell phone. You just get a cell phone, runs off that same charge, and get a plan and tape that cell
yeah,
phone
you'd
inside
have to
the box.
pay for the data each
Yeah.
month, though.
I think it'd be kind of cool to put it up on our website and see like just put like a piece of tech outside and watch it degrade over time.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel that you should do this. Go for it.
Just do a time lapse and post it after it's done.
Maybe that can be. Oh wait, did you already buy some of these?
Yeah.
Why isn't that your thrifty 50 for this
Wait,
month?
buy some of what?
Of these sensors, you said you
Yeah, I
bought
bought two of them.
Why
Okay.
isn't that your
Thrifty
thrifty 50?
50.
Packages.
It's done. You don't-
50-50.
That's your thrifty
Oh.
50.
Oh, that was nice.
Jeez.
Hercules. So it's going to come sometime in May. It says.
Cool.
I will.
That's a long
I'll
time.
report on how it goes.
So you'll hear about February's thrifty 50 in May. Maybe this isn't such a great idea.
Hey, it's March.
Hey.
It's March for James, February for Owen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. Well, that's very interesting. I am curious. I just want to know how these are so cheap. And like
Yeah,
Jared
me
said,
too.
I want to reiterate this. We're not saying Wyze does this, that they take your data or anything. I'm just curious how they can make it so cheap.
It's kind of a trend though. Like look at the Xiaomi stuff and like the how they do with hardware.
Yeah, that's how Xiaomi
Like-
does. Super thin margins.
Yeah, like I mean the same way they like I have a Roku 4 Ultra and Xiaomi makes that like an Android TV version of it that's
Yeah, the Mi Box.
the Mi Box that I looked into and it actually supports some features better than Roku and it's like way cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe it's just the source they're sourcing. Maybe not now with the tariffs, but
Yeah, I don't know.
how that's going to go.
All right. Let's see. Is that it, guys? Was there anything else you wanted to hit on?
Look,
or-
it's my little girl. She's all asleep and stuff. Look at that.
Hey, your Owlet camera's working.
Yeah, it's actually working. That's it. That's crazy.
That's adorable.
Either that or else the picture froze.
Well, the beats per minute is changing.
Here,
Oh,
hey
that's
Tony, hold your finger on that microphone and
Don't
scream.
you dare do that!
That's another thing that's actually pretty scary. Change the default passwords because, like I say, I think we've talked about it
Dude,
before.
I
There have been
didn't-
people that have get into that and they are like talking to the kid
Yep.
before, and that is terrifying.
Total
up.
like noob mistake on my part, but like I know to change like the admin and password for your router, but I didn't know your modem.
Yeah.
So I put in the
modem
IP
too.
address and like
Cuss admin. You
never changed that.
So if you
admin and password.
go to anybody with Comcast and put in cuss admin, and then the password's high speed, all one word. 99% of the people have not changed that password for their
That's one thing I will say that
Comcast modem.
CenturyLink did pretty well when they set mine up 2 months ago. They already have a randomly generated password associated with the modem.
And did you know California's requiring that now for
we talked about
Netgear stuff?
We
so.
talked about that a while back. It's good. I think everyone should.
That's
should
how
be required.
That's how that big swarm attack happened. The IoT attack, where they just harvested everybody's devices that hadn't changed the defaults, and they just turned them into one gigantic DNS bot.
Oh man!
And just said, "Hey, all you guys, would you ask that web page for some data right now?" And every smart device, like over 400,000 of them or something, asked that website for, and it's that. So just took the.
Can you imagine mining with that much power?
I don't think it'd be that great. But hey, that's sorry, that was really loud. But Raven Coin, have you seen that?
Is it 7
Crypto
cents
Minute?
the other day?
7 cents. It's down to 6 right now, but
okay.
still, I'm holding 10K of that right now.
I got 12.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So how much does that add up to?
It's like $600.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Several $100.
So yeah.
So just a heads up, funny story from my mom. So she has a notebook that she keeps all of her passwords in, right, on her laptop, Gmail, bank accounts, everything, right?
Probably
So
shouldn't say that to everyone, but
well, it doesn't exist anymore.
okay, good.
But she called me yesterday and she's like, "Hey, just a heads up, I'm gonna put my notebook in my mailbox so you can come and get it."
No.
I'm like, "Mom, no.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It shouldn't exist. No."
Don't do that.
So I
my
scurried up
gosh.
there. I got out of the bathtub.
That's funny.
Oh, okay. Called you in the bathtub.
So,
I was in the bathtub.
Interesting.
what was your anonymous Reddit name again?
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Nope.
Reddit
User
account?
4465.
I guess I'll just have
4665.
Oh, nope.
I'll just listen to the tape.
It was name 5665.
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
You were close.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done. Thanks for listening all the way to the end if you made it.
Woo!
And I think we'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, not I think. We definitely will. And Owen, why don't you take us out?
Hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.